Masana tinayambapo ena mwina mwatijoyina madzulo omwe ano koma masana tinayamba in fact tinayambira mama wetu ndi morning devotion then tipitirira ndi maphunziro athu amene Mulungu watikonzera for the weekend. Ndiye ndingopempha kuti tigwiritsitse chifukwa choti ikhala Bible study ndithu ikhala Bible study pakama verse ambiri pakazowerenga zoti zambiri mumakonda kuti tiziwerenga moti tizingolankhula zimene ndikuganiza koma tonse tiziwerengera limodzi panga folo zimene Bible kapena chilichonse chimene tikuwerengacho chikunena. Ngati sitimaliza ndekuti tisiyapo pati nake mwina nkuipanga insert pena pake koma I'm hoping kuti ngati Mulungu angatipatse chisomo chokwanira titha kumaliza. So let's pay attention. Tizipemphera mtima mwathu tisagone tuwet. Yeah. Timchaka cha 2024 what? Memo? Okay. And a lot is happening, eh? Yes. So it was just chinafika poti pa necessity kuti tikumane tikambirane mawu a Mulungu. I'm happy kuti this is the third Senzani family revival. Eh? Amen? Amen. Hii ndi yachitatu. Tinayamba I think 2020. Zapanga suina hii ndi yachitatu. And from the trend zikuonesa kuti tipitiriza kupanga Senzani family revival paka na Yesu atimitsa. Hello? Paka na Yesu anakuti basi mapepo study atani akwana. Tizikumanabe mwamu nyinji mmene tabwereramu. So are we ready? Yes. Sure. Yes. So mbali yoyambirira. Okay, actually the theme ngati munaona poster nanena kuti do you hear the bells? Yes? Do you hear the bells? The theme yathu imene nati tipange focus. Weekend kuma this presentation mutu wake tikuti the truth about about April 8. April 8 ndi mwezi uti? Ena kudabu kuti chikuchitika nchani? Chize chitike ndi chani? Pa April 8 chimene chingapangitse kuti mpaka na mutu wonse wa phunziro ukhale utiwo mmenewo. Ndiye timva kuti Mulungu atikonzera zotani. As I've said, a lot is happening. By the way, ndinene disclaimer. Tikamakambirana za end time, dzutsana kuti ayi nthawi yatha tikonzekere mwapaderadera. The aim is kuti anthu akhale aliyense paika akhale wokonzeka. Mundipese aliyense paika akhale ready kutseka history ya moyo wake. Mwanjira ina akhale kuti paika munthu warani wapulumuka. And kuti munthu yo adzikhala ready at all times. Amundipesa kani? Tikamanena izi situtanthauza kuti anthu ayambe kuchita zinthu za radical, kuti mwina kapena tikupanga promote kuti anthu asiye kazi ntchito, kapena kuti anthu asiye maskulu. That's not the aim of the presentation. Are we together? The aim of the presentation is kungomonetsa kuti munthu aone kuti anything kanjani ndiye akamapanga ma daily business akewo, kandi skulu, kandi ntchito, kandi business, chichonse chimene upangacho munthu uzikhala kuti every day uli ready kuti anything kanjani kuti isagone chani. Chifukwa chimene chativuta kwambiri ana Mulungu ndi kugona chani. Koma Bible Mulungu Yesu akufuna kuti tizikhala ready at all times. Let's go forward. Ntchito yanga ndiyophweka kwambiri, ndimakonda kunena kuti most of the times timangowerengera limodzi. Are we together? It's either we'll just read together, or kapena I'll show you a clip, or I'll play you an audio. All the talkings will be done by zimene zili pa screen. Katumvana kani? Chapter 1, do you hear the bells? Do you hear the bells? Kodi tukumva mabelu, tuwamva usore? Mabelu tuwamva Exodo 28. Theme imene itaitenga kuti. Taitenga pa Exodus chapter 28. Mwina ena mulinayo familia, mwina mulidziwa. Ndi nkhani ya wansembe, high priest, ndicho vala chimene amavala. Ani mukawerenga, apata mtungo dumphitsa nkhaniyo, koma mukawerenga akuti, and beneath upon the hem of it you shall make pomegranates of blue. Ndekena kwakuti bells of gold. And bells of gold. Ndicho vala chimene amavala priest chimakhala ndi mabelu amalira nginde. Katuvana kani? Ndiyeno that we are in verse 35 musimo. Okay, verse 34. Akuti a golden bell and a pomegranate. So amavala belu ndi pomegranate. Pomegranate is tachidziwa? Mwalimu?
Chimanga chechi.
Pronunciation. Tangaza. Ka. Tangaza. Chimanga chechi zungu. Azangoke na school. Verse 35. And it shall be upon Aaron to minister. Aaron analived one seven, right? Hello? And not high priest, eh? Ndakuti Aaron akamapanga minister akamatumikira, and Aaron amaimira the great high priest amene ali Yesu Kristu. Hello? Amene panopo zimene amira Aaron izo Yesu zimene akutani? Okay, fine. Akuti, and it shall be upon Aaron to minister, and his sound shall be heard. When he goeth in unto the holy place. Please, can you follow that? But then I want to go in, right? When he goeth in unto the holy place, agamaloa before the Lord, and when he agamatuluka, that he die not. Sound you, please move it. Sound you, imene umveka agamatani? Agamaloa. Ina agamata. Omantalio uno. Atumabwera ku revival. Muligo. But Yesu nalo ataka kanji mchibende pa sisi. 1844. Chimene chikutanthauza apapa. Ngati Yesu ali ngati wansembe uyuyu amayimirira Yesu Kristu. Ndipese bwino lomwe apo. Zikutanthauza kuti Yesu mene amalowa mu chipinda ichi. Deja most holy places. Mene amalowa zikutanthauza kuti kunalira maja. Mabelo. Hello. Umanthu alipo pa.
Yo.
I just watch it. Nigga this workshop baba. Ndeku metuloya. Kunalira mabelo. mu 1840. Now, akuti his sound shall be heard when he goeth in and when he kutanthauza kuti Yesu akamaliza ntchito yake imene akugwira mwambamo akamatuluka kuyenda kuliso lya Hello. Manthu ali muno zikumveka so simama pale zimenezo mabelo ndamukaonapo amenewo amavala chimenechi wansembe. Then Mrs. White akupanga comment. I was taken off in vision and on the side of mass of Kenya to the most holy place. Kumene kulindani kuti? Kulindani pa the most holy high priest, eh? Yes, right. And where I saw Jesus still interceding for Israel. Amen? Amen. He's still interceding. Sana truge, eh? Yes. On the bottom of his garment was a jar. So everybody don't say the vision kumwambako anakapeza ndendende zimene Bible imatani imanena kuti wansembe amavala tani mabelu kumati tizipanga follow tani a bell and a pomegranate, a bell and a pomegranate ndendende zimene nanena Bible. Then in another place malo ena akuzapanga comment is Mrs. White kuti about 4 months since I had a vision of events all in the night of gold. And I saw the time of trouble, such as never was. Jesus told me it was the time of Jacob's trouble and that we should be delivered out of it by the voice of God. Okay? Just before we entered the tea, we received the seal of God. Okay, so we're Then I saw 4 angels, okay? I saw famine, China, pestilence, China, zone, nation, okay? And the whole world was in division. Alright, so then we cried to God for deliverance day and night. Muy very funny, right? Aguti till we began to hear the journey on Jesus. Also, abiding down. Do you hear the bells? Before right abuti, and how about the ones? They will hear the bells. Ababa tikamava mabelu manobo akabuti Yesu akulowa. Aguda. What if Mazona is a wife of Yesu akuluwa mchindo wewe sasa? Probation is closed. And I saw Jesus rise up in the journey. And as he came out, hello, as he came out, we heard the tinkling. So as he came out, we heard the tinkling of bells. And he knew our high priest was coming out. Hello. The Bible is display man be and how many no man knows the day or the young or the hour. See on. Compared to now, in the doesn't is owner. From Anna or Kunika. That was the word I was doing. Kunika. Sikuti as a color blank. Kapena uli my inventors are renga more dizimuts. Hello. Actually, if you are renga more dizimuts, question. Hello. He should what? He should what? Hear the bells and what? No. That the high priest is done. So when kumva mabelu ndikuona kuti nikudziwa kuti no ababa one cent akutuka also kuti do you hear the journey? Bells. Yes, so do you hear the journey? And the title is The Truth About April 8. I'm going to stand this. The 24th chapter of Matthew is presented to me chani
again and again.
They would mobeza as something that is to be chani brought to the attention of all. Chapter manager chopsa kwambiri manobone nachiona timachitenga simple. Therefore, we are today living in the journey time when the predictions of this chapter are zikutanthauza. So akuti the attention yathu ikhali pa Matthew 24 for your prediction hapa pa Matthew 24 akurani akutanthauza. Pamasangasa musiba akuti let our
ministers
and
teachers
do what?
Explain.
They should explain these prophecies to those whom they what? Instruct. Let them live out of their journey discourses what
of minor consequence.
Most of the things are
Minor
matters of
consequence.
hello. My predictions are for zikutanthauza zikuchitika. Therefore, I see matters of minor consequences and present the truths that will decide the destiny of souls. I said, asiye zinthu zoti nzopanda phindu apange focus on zinthu zofunikira zokhazoka. Akuti Matthew chapter 24 chimapereka an outline, it gives an outline of what is to come upon the world. So ukawerenga Matthew 24 chimakhala chikupatsa breakdown, tiona breakdown musachoke tiona kuti outline yake ndi akuti we are living amid the perils of the last days. Those who are perishing in sin must be done. Akuti anthu achenjezedwe. All right. So, tikabwera mbuyo pang'ono. Matthew 24, ever since we started sharing Matthew 24, majority ever since we started sharing, sitinachoke hapa. Hello? Yes. Timangokhala tikukambirana, amene makhala mukubwera. Matthew 24 verse 10. And the thing we're about to discuss, and I know, I believe one of the reasons why we start with verse 9 before we go to go. Then some of the predictions made Makadu Gambirana, wars and rumors of wars, last time Tina Gambirana, famines, Tina Gambirana, Jalare, Zimene Sorania Muzilani, Zibehet, Anakuya Jala, Matenda Dagambianabo, Zibomerezi Dagambianabo, Akutizo says in the Jani, Zoyamba Zoa, wait, Zoyamba, sorry. So, last time we showed you kunena kuti my prediction amenewa anayamba intensity inayake inabwera muchaka chachani 2020 kunabwera COVID-19 imene ili pestilence Yesu sana kamza matenda kenako tinaona kuti nyengo zamba kutani kusintha zose zili Matthew 24 verse 7. Kenako, chongolowa chaka cha 2022, Russia ivanga invade yani Ukraine. Now, muonetsetse kuna kuti ma event awawa tukwachulawa ndi ma event oti amakhudza dziko lonse la yani nkhondo zimene mazidira kuti kuda kumenyana nkhondo ya ku Russia inapesera mitengo kuno ita fertilizer ata nkhondo ya kuti ya ku Russia flour na soya nkhondo ya ku Russia. So this was now zimachitika on a larger scale. Kazumveka kaya zimachitika on a larger scale. Kenako anamba kukamba za food shortage crisis mukhale pomwepo. Hello. Mukhale pompo. Chifukwa I don't know. Zoti zakudya ziso anambonena kalekale koma panopo zikuone kuti no zayamba kukwaniritsidwa. Kodi tidakali pa chapter 1 chomwe tidakali kumpa chapa do you hear the bells sitinambe chapter 2 Okay. Ndibabona ngati chapter kafupi koma katalika. So those are some of the events zimene. And this is Matthew 24, this is verse 7 yoka. Hello? Takuonesa na hapa zindi verse yani? 7 yoka. Ndiye tufuna tuonjezere no zina zoti no zibwereso tizipange add to that timeline imene ili hapo kwa. I saw that the powers of earth are now being shaken. Now, in a minute, I saw, this is business, Pamene on the master journey. I saw that the powers of earth are now being shaken, and that events come up in order. Hello? War and rumors of war. Chileja? Chileja? Menelija? And the pestilence in Matenda, Milirie, Ajani. These things are first. Hello. These many Zayambilira, Zatsegulira, Difage, Antuena, Mlaliguina, US, and 2020 was the beginning of the end. Hello? Kanga kutseguli, right? Kulita ambano kuloa kupita kutiko kumapeto. So akuti izizi ndezo yamba zimene zinapange shake the powers of giant. And more yekaona yakuti these things they come in what? In order. They akuti izizi zili first.
Then.
Hello? Then what?
The voice of God
will what?
shake the sun.
Hello?
Moon.
Hello?
And stars.
And what?
This earth also.
So voice of God here ikamveka. Akuti dzuwa, mwezi. Dzuwa, mwezi, kuita? Nyenyezi.
And this earth as well.
Zimangidwa shake. Ndiye akuti this earth chani
As well.
Anthu alipo. Kodi anthu zalini afika munziwe? Sana wewe. Namo? Ah. Oh, sorry. Okay. All right. I don't know. Mnaiva reaction yake nawe? Oh no. It's because as you read, zumambo kuoneka obvious. Oh, that is the order. Order kile jino focus ndio bwino bwino, right? Bwino. Kuti zinambe ndi sorry. Zinambe ndi zilizo. So after these things, what should we expect next to go?
The voice of God.
The voice of God doing what? Shaking the what?
The
sun
and stars.
And what?
And the earth also.
That's why I'm at where there is no vision. The people journey. We need my vision. Right? We need kuti. It was necessary kuti Mulungu atipatse mphatso ya prophecy. Siyonje? Nanga chipata prophecy mwina tinakazidziwa zimenezi. Because the prophecy imatithandizira. So now tipite ku chapter 2. Chapter 1, do you hear the bells? Tamaliza, tamangale foundation kuti no Zambians metaone ndi nkhondo, pestilence, ndizi chataziona nja. njala achina climate change zivomerezi. Then next tipange expect kuti the voice of God igwedeza dzuwa, mwezi ndi chani ndi nyenyezi.
This earth also.
And this earth also. Pamene po very important. Musachoke, musagone tulo. The truth about April H, an omen of Jani, of things to come. Omen in the origin, but omen in the cholosera, premonition, eh? Chintu chomwe chikulosera choonetsa kuti zina zake zikutani zikubwera zoopsa. Ndieno, I'm not going to follow this job fatsa kwambiri mwina kumawerenga china chicho otherwise na kuti zichuluka. Koma I hope mumapanga follow. That's a good verse 6, right? So Matthew 24 verse 6 ndiba verse 7 paja. Palima zijarimani ya zwadi ya zija. Hondo, famine ndi earthquake. Now, to ena sadziwa, ena madziwa, ena sadziwa, lero mudziwa. Kunena kuti Matthew 24, pacha magospel analembedwa mabuku anga? Oh, right? There Matthew chapter 24 chinalembedwanso ndi two other people. But follow me now. Winner? Luka, good. Winner? Mark. John sanarani? Sanalembe chapter chotereshi. Koma Luke ni Mark anachirani? Then the brilliant thing, that's when you know the Bible, right? The brilliant thing chimakhala kunena kuti no zimene Mateyu sana nene ziba zimene mwina maliwo zilani nzanga nayiwalapa ine ndinani ndinenepo kapena wina nda Luka. Now then unena kuti pa Mateyu 24 verse 7 ukapita ku Luka follow next name chapter 7 mmene chililimu koma Luke akakuta Luke what? Oh yeah. Awongezerapo another event yapa verse chani apa but verse 7. Are we together so far? Yes. Awongezerapo another event. Luke 21 verse 10. Oh, then he said unto them, nation shall rise against nation. Tufuna ronde chimene Luke anadani anaongezera. Verse 11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places. You find that in verse 7?
Yes.
Mutumote. Anja? Anja?
Yes.
And ja?
Yes.
And what?
Great
Shall what?
Shall there be from heaven.
Luka wapanga andu unena kuti tionanso mafiefu jani and ja great signs. Now Bible omafunika kuyiwerenga amati ukupa jani ukusoba jani kuti umvetsetse chinthu china chake. Verse 25. Now this is chapter chomwe chijara Luka chapter 21 chomwe chija kungopita kutsogolo pang'ono pa verse 25. Yes, wewe sina nene bwino ndifuna muzimu pepani ndimafunga ndifuna umaphunzitsa kuti anthu Yesu waonjezera kuti muona soma cha great signs kapena kuti izi zindilo za chani zazikulu kuti
from the heaven
kumwamba. Ndiye ndifuna kuona kuti kodi zindilo zazikulu za kumwambazo ndi ziti. And there shall be signs. Maomwe aja. And there shall be signs. Where?
in the sun
And in the
moon
and in the
stars
and upon the
earth
distress of
nations
with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Tekuti mafunda amenewo mafunda amatopangidwaso ndi chivomerezi zimatenga tsunami. So these great signs, zizindiko zikulu tiziona specific in the heavens, specifically where?
in the
sun,
the
moon,
and the stars.
and the stars. In fact, tikawerenga malo ena Bible utuzonera kuti zinthu zimene zizi dzuwa, mwezi ndi nyenyezi zidayikidwa kuti zikhale zizindikiro nkumene. Genesis 1:14, let them be for Akuti, and God said, let there be lights, mwamba. Mukhale muike ma lights munthambo. Akutiuza purpose ya ma lights. Akuti ma lights azipanga akhale machani, akhale for chani, for signs and jani, and seasons, for days and years. Masalimo 104 verse 19. He appointed the moon for what? Zumfeka right? Kuti zolinga sasa magetsi zili kuntundazi sikungoti kutuunikira koma ndizoti zizipatsa zizindikiro. Masalimo 89 verse 37, and it shall be established forever as the moon and as the journey witness in heaven. Ama Bible kunena kuti lufuna lidzatchingika kunena kuti mwezi ndicha faithful journey witness in heaven. Masai nena mwina ngati Satana anga isiri kuwapanga tampa with koma na mwezi dzuwa ndi nyenyezi izi zokha sanga zikhudza Mulungu anazisiya kuti izizi ayi. Now tamangamena pake ndamumva akunena kuti from heaven si verse genatero imene ndi King James version eh koma kwayenga ma version ena a Bible ndi makono panga zimenezi zimakutsegula maso kuti umvetsese kuno verse. King James inali from heaven, verse number is verse 11 ija. Koma ndikawenga ma version ena ndi ena. Iyi akuti Aramaic Bible in plain English. Akuti and ija great signs from the what? Yes, amangufuna kutuzana kuti zizindikiro zazikulu zimene aone zionekera mutimo. Chifake somebody look chani. Look up, your redemption draweth chani. So great signs from the sky shall appear, and there shall be great storms. Our vision, many. All sorts of frightening things will be where?
In the sky.
Yeah, that's why I'm talking about my UFO. Hello. In a all sorts of frightening things will be seen in the sky. The US mostly and Hamburg hey, on a UFO. Hey, we naga mona, we naga on a mari, mweza mona palishimutu wa mwezi. Hey, na umaona kama mwezi mitatu. Hey, na naona dzuwa zingati. Zishirukire. Zina zimakanga rolika zones. Terrifying sights and miraculous signs will come from where? The sky. Nukufuna muone kuti masigns amene Yesu aonekera mlengalenga. Awesome sights and mighty signs will come from the sky. Apa. Strange and terrifying things coming from the sky. Verse 8 ndio mweja, right? There will be terrifying sights and great signs from heaven. There will be dreadful portents and great signs from heaven. Oh, this one. There will be fearful and awful signs from heaven. Wait a minute. Okay. There will be terrible sights. Mana Sangasa version, he way of New Testament. And wonderful job. So zimene zuchitika kumwambazo ni matoken. Odi china chake churani chitika kapena chikufuna chitani chitike. Unfortunately, that's an abandon. Soka lake ndilakuti anthu gula maglasa gula kale. Hello. And isanduka show party, yes? And the mama drinking, hey, oh, the sun, the moon is passing in front of the sun. And they will miss. Chimene chimafuna jirani? Chilene, chilengeze. Koma twalimu no. They will miss it. Just like atantha Noah, anaona atu antha. Chimatsira zinyama zukula wa maona. Koma scientists anangobwera andamakonda sokoleza zinthu ndi scientist. Hello. Anangobwera wambo fotokozera mwakuti don't be alarmed mwakuti I believe ana fotokozera science yomveka bwino kuti anzotheka zvonga trains nyama kuti zidani. And people went back to sleep, basi alarm inatani inajoka until the flood came. And that's exactly what will happen. It's happening. Nipo ampuya nitandizo. How ya today I don't know. Kuti hivi kwana I just don't know. Then tuwerenge makomenta. Wila ata Christ has given signs of his coming. He declares that we may shall know when he is what?
Near.
Even at the door. And it was a Dziko, yes, now, Professor Naguti, he says of those who see these signs. Hello?
Yeah.
That's who?
Us.
That's us, eh?
Wow.
This generation shall not shine.
Us.
Amene mungazi one izizi mungu zori bado wanu sultani. Till all these things shall be shani. So says uzikwaniritsidwa mu bado utiwo. Wanu. Therefore these signs have shani. Now we know of a surety that the Lord's coming is at hand. You know, masaina kubwera so kwa Yesu Kristu sili kwenda kuti akachitika nde tizikasuluka ikirasu kula kubweranso nde kuti masaina tindopanda chani tindopanda chi tingoyenda kaso pang'ono. December 16, 1848, the Lord gave me a view of the shaking of the powers of the heavens. I saw that when the Lord said Jani, heaven, in giving the signs recorded by who? He meant what? Heaven is kumwamba, in the sky. And when he said earth, he meant Jani. Hello? If I am a panga mix, and then I can't go heaven, my president, heaven, heaven. The powers of heaven are the what?
The sun.
And the what? And just they rule in the heavens. This is Masalimo, by the way. Verse Masalimo. Diabuji. I'm glad to chant this. We are following, eh? We are following, eh?
Yes.
Agudi. The powers of the earth are those that rule on the earth. Diabuji. Statement that you're feeling. The powers of heaven will be shaken. When?
At the voice of God.
Zikutanthauza kuti ine mmene ndikupezera right? Tikaona something happening at the sun, the moon, since them are powers of heaven and the stars, they would be associated ndi chimene chocho zochitika limodzi ndi the voice of God. Hello? Are we following so far? Tiwerenge great controversy. Ndamika kukulu yu kwa joti mumuti we? This is Mr. Pande. Yeah, Mr. Pande. He's reading great controversy. Kana werenga, he's reading kuma he has fallen in love with the book kwambiri wa ipo ndoko basi de akuipanga promote kwambiri. Pakali pano mendo kamba pano ndiye kuti wapangisa competition yoti no student amene mudakali mu school mukozopanga nawo. Muwerenge great controversy mumpange summarize. Amene atapanga summarize bwinoyo awina. What? Don't say the sure.
Wow, apostolic faith.
As the way you say, I would let men beware lest they neglect the lesson conveyed to them in the words of Christ. Now, this is what?
Great
This is great
controversy.
controversy. As he warned his disciples of Jerusalem's destructions, giving them a sign of the approaching ruin, that they might escape, so he warned the world of the day of final destruction, and has given them just
Okay, it's approach.
Luke 21. Ndakuti nafeso nawo sanapa samatokens of its approach. Apo tingodumpa ndi verse omwe ija Luka 21 there should be signs in the sun, signs in the sun, mwavu. Koma ndikufuna baba, those who behold these what? Of his what? Are to know that it is what?
Near.
What? Deti kaziona. Akuti inu ndine tikuena kudziwa kuti ndekuti zatsala pamweona. In fact, ningonena mongofotokoza. Kudetsedwa kwa dzuwa, mwezi ndi kuchitikira china kunyenyezi. In history zinachitikako kale. Hello? Kati limodzi kale. Zinachitikako kale. For example, on May 1780, dzuwa linalani kunasanda kuti mdima wa 12 koloko omatsa makandulo 12 koloko odiyamba sana. Then okay, mwezi so unasanduka una okay. Ningodum. The darkening of the sun and moon was a sign of his son coming. History. Now, muzifuza nufuso ngati zina desedwa 1780 and arinali sign yodiyesa kubwera. Iwo aja ndifeyo amene ayandikira kwambiri nda. Ndife. Ndakuti November 13 kuna bwaso nyenyezi zinarani zinagwa 1833. By the way, amanya kuti kugwa kwa nyenyezi kuna mulimbikitsa William Miller kuti ndekuti zichatulalikira zija ndizodani. William Miller amalika kuti 1840 44. You remember?
That's one good idea.
Ndakuti zonsezi zikupanga declare that the Lord is coming is near. Zinachitikapo kale in history. Koma vuno lili apa. Hello? Vuno lili patipo? History matani? Mbili mazirani? Mbili mazibwereza? Besi itayo lenga mukangati kodi. Sika mbili? Fika kwa hilo weza. Mlaliki 1 verse 9. Chimene chidata? Chidachitika chidzata? Oh, chidzachitikanso. Palibe kanthu katsopano. Akuti, is there anything, chimene munganene kuti see, this is new. Akuti, there's nothing new. We should expect kuti zinthu zimene chitika in history zibwerezedwanso in our generation. And mu generation yathu inoyo zikhala, you have a comment? Mu generation yathu inoyo zikhala zovanga apply kumbado wanda wife. Hello? And zikazo uchenjeza ifeyo kuti mbado wa ifeyo uchitepo kanthu. Mulungu amakhala special message ya mbado unga wina uli. You have a comment before we go to this?
Yeah, I don't know. The feeling I'm having, kumvera kunena kuti mawerenga vesi limene limakamba za mkulu wa nsembe.
Yes.
Kuti I think it's not just a verse komanso zoyembera za white mutis.
Yes.
Mabelo amalira.
Yes.
Pamene high priest amalowa
Ndi momwe.
komanso mabelo amalira pamene high priest amatuluka.
Yes.
Is on to a wall.
Continue.
Ndiye just maslides mwaonetsa kumalizawa.
Yeah.
Amene akuonetsa amene kudetsedwa kwa dzuwa
Yeah.
mu 17 chakuti
Yes.
kugwa kwa nyenyezi mu 1833
Yes.
si mabelo polowa.
That's a very good observation, eh? Come on, haven't observed, eh? These were happening just before
Just before 1844.
1844. Yesu wakufuna zika nani? Dakusa kusokoda mina usima beru. Ginde. Hello. One sori Yesu wakwata nini waba? Koma maberu pesa malira poloa kwa bokare? Utaona nyonjo? Amalira sori. So mwaiva point yao nenda ngoi ndikuimalizitsa kumene kuona. Mwamaliza? Koma anthu alipo? Anthu ena ambo kuona ko. Kodi kudzidwa? Chorus, eh? Chorus.
Tidzatamanga chingamira Yesu. Tidzatamanga chingamira Yesu. Tidzatamanga chingamira Yesu. Tsiku lobwera. Tidzatamanga chingamira Yesu. Tidzatamanga chingamira Yesu. Tidzatamanga chingamira Yesu. Tsiku lobwera. Maso onse adzamuona. Maso onse adzamuona. Maso onse adzamuona. Tsiku lobwera.
Mungu no? How is us? That's why chifukwa chake timafunika prophecy. Bible by verse nakamena kuti prophecy ili ngati chitochi. Hello? Chitochi chimene chikuunika malo achani? Amdima. Ndeti kama werenga prophecy yonse timakhala tikudziwa kumene tikulowera. History izibwereza. Siyonje? History imazibwereza. Okay, right? Akuti palibe kanthu katsopano, so nyenyezi zinagwa, mbuyo zimetaona, nyenyezi zidagwa, dzuwa linadetsedwa, mwezi unasanduka wofira ngati magazi, zimene zimetaphunzira, and Yesu watiuza kunena kuti we should expect kuti there will be chani great signs from the chani from the sky. Zonsezi zili pa verse 7 yomwe ija. Hello? Sitapita mkome ku verse chani? Verse 8 imene kuti all these ndicha the beginning. Chichewa mwenebwa? Zowawa zotani? Ndekuti zonse zimene takhala kuona kwamba 2020 zija takuonetsa ni zija zonse zija ndezotani? Zowawa zotani? Zoyamba. Tieni nazo tipite kutsogolo.
Is on to a once-in-a-lifetime total eclipse.
The total eclipse takes place on April 8th and the
That is on to a once-in-a-lifetime.
Hello?
That is on to a once-in-a-lifetime total eclipse.
The total eclipse takes place on April 8th and the excitement surely is building. CBS 2's Vanessa Murdoch has more.
An out-of-this-world experience unfolds on Monday, April 8th, and experts encourage we Earthlings take the time to take it all in, the total solar eclipse.
I think in terms of awe, it ranks just below seeing your kid being born, which is pretty spectacular.
Michael Kirk with NASA Goddard Space Flight Center explains totality occurs when the moon completely covers up the sun. Oh,
Hello?
totality. Remove your eclipse glasses and view what Kirk describes as gorgeous and scientifically fascinating.
For the fleeting few minutes, you can see the solar corona. So the solar corona is the outer atmosphere of the sun.
So atatiuza kunena kuti April 8 kubwera cha? Chichewa. Sana jani? Sana. Oh, watundu. Okay. Kubwera kadansana. April 8 kuno ku Africa.
Yes.
Not here. This is happening to US. Inu. Mulipo koma? Zichitika kutiko? Amerika. Now, pali mayiko enake zinthu zikamachitika stand up. Hello? Stand up. Chifukwa mayiko amenewo ali mu prophecy. Give a and America is number 1 on the list. Chikamachitika ku America ndingati ndingapeke chitsanzo chorani ndipeke chitsanzo changu kene anthu atarabwere muno zaipa mlandu wangu kene ndekuti anyima mlandu nda sio yeah, amana ndizitsanzo tisa Dear, what I mean is, American men are the uncle again. I'm a cow in the andani, Dziko don't say. If America is in trouble, all of us are we're in trouble. So that eclipse, somebody here is in these hours, men is our Americans. Polanco and the America, Munga Winarians. Everyone should pay attention.
Coincidence? Seriously, is this all one big coincidence? April 7th is Easter. Easter is the pagans.
So this total eclipse that's happening on April 8th passes through several cities named Nineveh.
Comment please, this is right? Akuti eclipse imene chitike, akuti idzaoneka masite angapo otchedwa dzina la Nineveh. Dzina Nineveh mnaimva kuti Bible book lunch. Hello. Jonah, right? Jonah?
Yes.
Okay. Dear, what happened to Nineveh? China chitika kwa Nineveh chan
God wanted to destroy us.
amafuna ononge Nineveh, right? Dear, komano kenako anamudu mano and now it's 40 days, eh? In 40 days, in 40 days, Mungada was Nineveh will be destroyed. Who went la 40 lo? Months. Koma, ndiantangati mchipinda chino akudziwa kunena kuti chaka tili chino. In quotes. Hello? Ndi chaka cha number 40. Chambado wa number 4. Mukumbukira since an revival yoyambirira yeniyeni? Time is almost
finished.
Tidawerengera unena kuti mbado wa number 4 chiyambire 1984 kufika panopo ukhakuti kwa zaka zingati? 40. Hello? And below this year, they would to lower in the 40th year. And Nineveh. In 40 days, Nineveh will be destroyed. And Haribo. Zumbe, eh? Okay.
A bunch of other parts of this as well. One of those parts is this crazy thing that it actually happens on April the 8th.
You can't make this stuff up. What does that indicate to us? It's the sign of Jonah the prophet.
It's the sign of you better repent. It's a sign of the clock is ticking. You got 40 days. You got 40 days. 40 days.
The clock is yani. And one got 7th day right? By the way, mugambe because a 7th day na mene muazimba ubanga comment on izinto zochika kwetulwa basi forget. Hello. Because in history atamene adaona kuti Yesu akubwera. Kuti Yesu wabadwa, sorry. Anaanzira kumawa and they were heathen. Heathen ndio unatosa nani? Wasa kulia Mungu ma conspiracy theorists. Hello. Anakuona nyenyezi. Nyenyezi yoyo. Ndugu sasa wabadwa Messiah hapo. Ile nawe nikapenda pake. Kuamba kulumikiza. Nduguona kuti baba definitely the Messiah is Chan. Born. Then anapita ndutenga utapita kwa a 7th day and how idio mene they were blank osadziwa so yes what up and that's what's happening tunyaga kugwedezera moto kama it's happening history is being repeated simuzimba ndukuzana simuzimba
The sky tonight, a lunar eclipse just weeks ahead of the solar eclipse that will have tens of millions of people watching across the U.S. ABC's Rita Roy is here with all the excitement.
Warm, lunar eclipse happens tonight.
Choose the guy. You on the eclipse ya Dziko, yeah? Lunar eclipse in the eclipse ya? Hello? Tona nikizungumzia garia?
Warm up.
What?
Solar eclipse.
But yes, already we see signs in the jungle. In the sun and in the dark. And in the dark. Would you believe me if I told you kuna kuti April moyo kuli meteor shower?
Kwa Amerika so. Amerika kuna visuri wana.
Now, I would opening act. Oh, how to? Do you know anyone is it? Put it on news. I'm a kangaroo. They are borrowing words from the Bible. This is the opening, the warm up act. Mwezi. Zajidika week on Friday. Today is Friday. Zajidika Sunday. Usiku mama wa Monday. I think next mama wa Monday.
Kusajidika sono.
Akwe hata Afrika wani naone kwa komando sinanga ina wewe ntayo na family sama zidi. The number eclipse ndio kuti kudetsedwa no kwa jani kwa mwezi. Shadow ya earth according to them ndio kuti machinga jani
Mwezi.
I would many open and this is just 2 weeks before solar jani. Don't solar eclipse. But wait, we play first.
The sky tonight, a lunar eclipse just weeks ahead of the solar eclipse that will have tens of millions of people watching across the U.S. ABC's Rita Roy is here with all the excitement. Rita, good morning.
Hey, Wick, good morning to you. Yeah, so this lunar eclipse tonight is sort of like the appetizer, if you will. It's just a taste.
It's the
Appetizer.
That's the problem right there. My signs, they are solemn. These things are the voice of God. Hello? They are the voice of God. That's what zimajitika munthawi ya no. Buluzi waja? Waizi. Kwanga timu buluzi waizi anamta?
Phenomenon that we'll get to witness in just about 2 weeks.
This morning, the countdown is on. Just 15 days to go until the once-in-a-generation totals.
Once in a what? So this is happening in what? Our generation. Hello? Once in a generation.
Get ready for a full moon lunar eclipse on March 25th, 2024.
You can get a head start on eclipse viewing early Monday morning when there will be a partial lunar eclipse between 1 and 5 a.m. Eastern.
The sun will be on one side of the earth and the moon will be on the opposite side of the earth. A little before 1 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, the moon will enter the shadow, the partial shadow of the earth, and it'll get a little bit dimmer.
But of course, the hottest ticket in town, the total solar eclipse on April 8th. 4 total minutes plunging sky watchers from daylight into darkness. With 13 states across the country in the path of totality.
So, hello? Yeah, I'm Limasita Ochedo Ninive. Almost 7.
Local economy is expecting to see an economic boost in the billions. Indiana gearing up for up to 500,000 people and millions of dollars in business.
I think it's a rare opportunity because most of the state is in totality, that no matter where you are, that somebody's going to benefit.
Metamora, a town of less than 4,000 in the Hoosier state,
Let's go for it.
Happening on April 8th. There will be a total solar eclipse crossing much of the eastern part of the United States. I know we had one in 2017, but that...
The reason I only once in a generation is because it's a total solar. Hello? Dzuwa lonse lirani?
First one after 1979. Before that, in 1970, we had one in the United States. It won't be for another 20 years that we have a total solar eclipse in the United States. So this is a spectacular event. And you don't want to miss it. I can't describe it because you won't get it until you've experienced it for yourself. But these are the most remarkable things I have ever seen. Having been to totality twice, I can tell you that. It's going to be an astronomical experience. Astronomical experience.
By the way, I will do next eclipse color list.
The upcoming total solar...
20 years now. 2044.
Well, 8th, we're talking about how rare this type of event is.
This solar eclipse, seeing Chimchongo Chidiga every day. Yeah.
Solar eclipse is rare. Well, on a global scale, not really. There's about one every 18 months or so. They can be as frequent as just a year apart. They can be about 2.5 years apart. Kind of it averages in that range. They're actually just as frequent or more frequent than total lunar eclipses. The difference is the size of the shadow. The Earth's shadow, which is what we're seeing on the total lunar eclipse, is way bigger. Half the globe can see a total lunar eclipse when the moon turns red. Now, total solar eclipse, and you need the moon shadow, and that's way smaller, only maybe 100 miles, 200 miles, 300 miles across at the most. So people who see total solar eclipses, that's a lot more rare. They happen a lot all the time, but usually only a few people see them, or they're over the ocean, or that sort of thing. So for example, here are 7 total solar eclipse
How many? 7.
Cross.
So some total solar eclipse is over there's no one to see them. Then anyway, we'll take what they're saying. Over the eclipse is US since 1950. India number 7. Number 7. They said the news. What's comment 7 what? Completeness. Somebody 7 brings us to an end. Hello? 7, I'm a taker zito. To be decent? Single man is a chapter, now chapter 3 is Chichewa. Chichewa? Chichewa. Okay. don't know. Chapter 3 should take and teach it another time. Why is April 8 so Johnny? Because then I'm going to know solar eclipse, my glasses, and people are literally moving from a state na kutoka ma state na kupita. That's why I put my business hapa ngandama numbers man hapa ngandama because I'm doing my hotel wadzaza wango na nyani zuwa lunani kula kuma yo ngona ngati mwezi ukudutsa in front of the yani. It's just that's what science does. Science makes about these nzoli ngonazika kuti zikhale za spectacular. Science mangubwesa tumbe unese ngati zotani zi zimachitika. So easy. These things happen all the time. Maybe what you're done is why is April 8 so special? Now ngatena ndi munagona kumambiliro munachira bwino. Exactly. Even in Pilet, kuma beto kunde kwa critical, right? Kuti muwin the game, kuma beto kunde kwa critical. So now you should wake up. Are we together? Hello? Yeah. Why is it break so special? The application in phone Mwanga. God help us. What can? Help us. I love to teach.
Handout.
A handout. Assignment.
Assignment.
Inusumna for the Flavio College. We know it. Well, college, you amateur assignment, maiso. Siguran bidire, lecture and bidire. Is it a paper? Is it a there is a couple of nights. Together. I get it. Timba chorus, tá vendo?
The upcoming
So I'm going to think of chapter 80. This is right? About this is only tango actually 1 hour, number more than half 7. So this is 22. So 1 hour 10 minutes. I'm going to very 2 hours, eh? I'm sure I'm going to tell you chapter sajena bomb. Because go to a slide or anything.
As the spirit leads.
As the spirit leads, eh?
Yes.
This is an application on my phone. Because we can download the memory phone. I'm a human instrumentality. This app is the application ya Mwezi, moon, M-O-O-N, imaoneta ma moon phases. Why is April 8 so special? Is it an ordinary day? April 8, application imaoneta kuti mwezi uli kuzakhala phase yanji. Phase taizio. Mwezi umatokhala kuti first quarter, last quarter,
crescent,
zimene zichi. Panopo mukasuzumira mupeza kuti wajeka kupang'ono, ukupita kokuta ukujenga umajeka mpaka numa zasowa nde ukasowa muja nkupanga mdima imene ijamaita new chifukwa the following day after tsiku limene loti kwa mangadima kama zabwera kachakana right? Hello? Kakang'ono kena kake mukadziwa kama kakang'ono kena kuti kukwamba nomwezi ngati wachani wanyowa. Hello? Why is April 8 so chani? So April 8, hello, is going to be a Dadito amena magona atana no? Again. So April 8 is going to be a new moon. Then Jonathan to be on the Bible, right? Bible. Uncle Mwalifunzisa kuna kuti gatofuna ubanga detect truth from ja error. Instrument yake ya Bible. 1 Samuel 20 verse 18 number please mundiverse wrong. Then Jonathan said to David, tomorrow is the ja. Hello? Tomorrow is the day. And thou shalt be missed because thy seat will be empty in the Old Testament. Because of everything of that food. Akwazo mawa ndi mwezi wa nyani? Wanyowani. Ndikati mwezi wanyowani ndikunena in court. So mwezi new moon Zumvega, right? Mwezi wanyowani.
2024.
1 Samuel 20, verse
24.
Okay. It's a coincidence. Don't worry. It's a coincidence. David hid himself in the field, and when the new moon was come, the king sat him down to eat meat. Abadakuti mwezi wabwera wajani wanyoa. A new moon. Are you ready for the next verse? You are ready?
Yes.
Okay. 1 Samuel 20 verse 27. And it came to pass on the morrow. On the morrow they would eat.
Tomorrow.
By the way, I mean much English. I mean doing my Bible. I recommend to the Gasima feel about KJV, Mwambie NKJV. Mwambie is a New King James Version. How would you get it? Use it as your main Bible. Version in our Mzingwerenga Mungo Tandizira. But my main Bible is called New King James. New King James, they show for him a simple way English. In a number, New King James, okay, now I'm ready for the Jan. King James. King James is not as difficult as we thought. And I want to get back low down, low food. When I read the Bible, I'm going to Chilungamo Cheni Cheni, which invented say, my version amateur Chilungamo Cheni Cheni. And it came to pass on the morrow they would eat Mawa. The day following the what? New moon. The new moon. Therefore, the day following the new moon, which was the
second day of the month.
Atalimo? Mulibo? Debuli mwezi ukatuluka wanyowa. Mmakauti mwamba ja?
First day of the month.
New. Hello? Kumatalipo?
Chifuati pana kuti mwezi wenyuwani koma mwezi usali wanyuwani.
Citily in June. The calendar yanda? Hello? And I believe it's by design. Yanda? By kusongoneza this, amadziwa kuno ndi nthawi atusaze ipanga sojani. Azengona zimzujilika osamumikiza. Eclipse ja ikuchitika kumayambiliro kwa chani kwa mwezi. Hello, mwezi wa chani? Kumatalipo pano. Tewelengatiro mujani, Bible, right?
Yes.
So the eclipse is happening on a new moon which is the journey of a new man.
Easter is March 31st this year. The devil has the job of confusing us about times and how to keep time, how to keep the days, how to keep the months, how to keep the years. We don't even know when to celebrate Jesus' resurrection on the right day. But I'm going to do my best to try to clear this up for everybody. Bear with me here. Jesus did not raise from the dead on no March 31st.
The point of this video is okay.
During the Feast of Unleavened Bread. You can read about this feast in Leviticus 23. So when is the Feast of Unleavened Bread? Well, it starts in the first month of the year, on the 14th day of the month when the sun goes down. Well, when is that? Well, to know when that is, you have to know when the month starts, and then you have to know when the year starts.
About
when the month starts. Well, the word month comes from moon. Month.
The word month comes from it's hidden in Chani. Even in Chichewa, what matter?
Moon. We all know what a full moon is, but we're a little confused about what the new moon is. We have been taught that the new moon is when the moon is gone. It's not shining any light when there's no moon. So how can the new moon be when there's no moon? I think we should call it no moon.
No moon. Okay.
For the sake of this video, we're going to call it the no moon. Right after the no moon, when the new moon starts to reappear, you will see a little sliver of a crescent of the
Amen. Brand new man.
Right around sunset. And you'll be able to spot it near the sunset. Where I live on South Carolina, wherever the sun sets, it's going to be a little left and a little higher than the sun. After the no moon, when you see the new moon, which is the new sliver, right around sunset, the first night that you see that is when the month begins. So the month actually starts at night, and then the next day when the sun comes up, that's daytime, that is the first day of the month.
No. The Genesis is... How go follow the Genesis, eh? Come on, you are following, eh?
We know when the month starts. How do we know when the year starts?
How do you know when the year starts? It's sad. But until April 8, I'm news. April 8 is coming. Many people will not even see what it means. Zikutanthauza. Hello. Akufunika wina waka afurokoze many take care wet afurokoze the handwriting on the journey kuliko maino mwezi dzuwa likudali zikutanthauza chakuti wina kaena barani.
January 1st. The year starts in the spring, and doesn't that just make perfect sense?
Come over this. At least not January 1st, eh? Already the year starts in the spring, eh? Okay? Then move it.
When God would decide when the year starts. Yahweh told us in Exodus 12, verse 2, that the first month of the year is in the spring. It's the month where we have Passover. It's the month where we have the Feast of Unleavened Bread. It's the month that we have first fruits, which is the day that Jesus rose from the dead. So we have biblical confirmation from God himself that says that the year starts in the spring.
Pali verse Bible imana kuti ndidzakupatsani mvula amasika mu mwezi woyamba. There's a verse in there. What you know Malawi now? I think Malawi is a perfect example. When do you expect mvula yakumapeto ija yakumasika yoti yakumapeto peto yoti inosi kuti nthawi imene mungamadzaleso zinthu pakati this what you know? Mwezi wachani? April. Now, of course, zimatosiyana depending on madere. Koma the month imene mazori mvula pamanda ikupanga conclude and makambia the mauzawa. I think inapaka social video imene kwa group. Mwezi omwe wa April. The entire imene, do you know those are the months imene anthu amapita kunyika? Ama kukondo panga visit kunyika. Do you know what amapita kunyika kuti akaona chani miezi imene? Maluwa. Isn't it a little bit strange? Kuti ni nthawi imene maluwa amakhala rani? Ya muzapita kumzimba, panopo mtati muende mupite kumzimba. Mukaona maluwa achanacha ayero mbali musiwe mwasewe. Chimakhala kuti chaka chikungotani, it's a new year. The time imene mapanga harvest. Hello, ugaja madero. The time imene mapanga harvest. Ichonse chimachitika nthawi iliyo. Zabwino. Yesu. That was the time when Yesu anapanga. Yeah, that's the time he was crucified, and the time when Yesu anadzuka. Of course, yeah, it's not 3 days apart. It was in the first month of the year, and the first month of the year is not necessarily January. It's around March, April. March kumapitore. Kena kumalawa kutiko. Are we together so far? Are we together so far?
Yeah.
First. Makes absolutely no sense to start the year in January 1st unless you're the devil and you want to trick everybody into starting the new year at the wrong time.
Hello? Unless you're who?
The devil.
And you want to what?
Trick everybody.
Now, by the way, you see, it's not a salvational issue. Hello? It's a salvational issue, right? That's why Mungana Boy COD, it's nothing to do with salvation, eh? So, we want to get in those Sakapumu. So, we want to see, Goma for the tribe of Issachar. Hello? Ana Isakala na kudziwa cha? Ndikudziwa chimene Israel kwenda kutani? You know no information in like even quarter amakhala muwiri, right? Wina makhala cha? Teachers cha? Wina edition ya standard ya imindi. Teachers edition ameka mo zina eh? Zori mina mameka mo. So pali zinthu zina mulungu amakhala kungouza ena yake special chifukwa inawo cholinga china kiche chani chapadera amavumbulutsira koma not necessarily kuti ndizochilofunikira kuti anthu ena azidziwe. It's not very necessary. Koma nawo taphunzira.
Does the year start? Well, do your own research, but this is what I've come up with. This is the best answer that I've come up with based on the research that I have done. After the spring equinox, which is around March 20th on the Gregorian calendar, the first new moon, which is that sliver crescent that we talked about, the first new moon after the spring equinox, that is the biblical new year on God's calendar. This year that happens on the evening of April 9th, which is the day after the big solar eclipse, which is very interesting in my opinion. So the evening of April 9th is the beginning of the year. It's the new.
Hello? Atandakalipo? April 9, ikhala jana kuti beginning of the new year. Which year would that be?
2024.
I don't know. Unatalipo woman. Now, there are two calendars. C4 calendar. C4 calendar the many mapanga follow January as the first month, then there's immediately Jewish calendar. Sisi bangana clash kwenye zimangakhala kuzungosiyana kuti no ena chaka chambo January Jewish chimamba April. Actually mukona mangaso ndi application ina ya Jewish calendar. So you can literally have both calendars kumazo umapanga compare. Oh, okay. mukawerenga SOP, which calendar do you think God follows? Can you verify that? Munthu atakufunsa ngani munthu apanga verify. Mulungu amapanga di follow the Jewish calendar. Can you mpangira proof? Using what?
Even zosezochitika kuti chaka chikamayamba mumayamba ndi spring, no? And mumayamba kuti mwakolola kumene zinthu zanu zakudya zasungika zili mukokwe. That's a new year, and it makes complete sense. Mkatikati mwa chaka zimene mmalandira mvula, ndikulima, ndikudzala, ndikuzakolola at the end of the year. The very last thing that happens in the year is a harvesting. To me,
yes.
But it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Put even New Year's celebration or what?
Yeah.
And Pajamaka would apolola many. Zakudya zili mukokwe. And akuyamba a new year, aliyese wakolola zimina natani, and as it's a new year in January. It doesn't make any sense. Zakudya zilibe, tango lima kumene, sizinayo. Kalibe zimene chikuoneka. Silingakale ndi chikondwerero ngati chimene anaita akakanazo amene amayamba the new year.
How about, just to add,
okay,
maybe to look at it from a different angle.
Yeah.
Using the feasts.
Yes, the feast of the Bible.
The feast of the Bible.
Okay.
As the, from
yes.
Exodus chapter 12.
Yes.
Where God is actually telling Moses.
Yes.
Actually to start counting.
Yes.
On a specific date, and then the feasts followed.
Yeah. Exactly. And the my feast okay, I'm spring you know okay. In now there is a quotation, there's a quotation in is a nail in a sure place. Hello? Yeah. Nail in a
sure place.
But the quotation is in Naiga, unfortunately, Nagaiga. Comma October 22, 1844. Okay, I'm gonna put it. The 10th day of the 7th month. The what?
The 10th day
of the what?
7th month.
Which fell on October 22. Which in that year fell on October 22. Hello, 1810. So yes, sometime in analoa kupita kuchipinda chapa kisisa Bible imene kuna analoa siku la namba 10 mwezi wa namba gani? 7. They are kuti siku limene lijalo. I mean tusoneza. Yes, analoa 10th day of the 7th month. Then anaona kuti that time the 7th month mu 1844 inapanga 4 in Chani October. I hope you're following. Yes. So Jesus was following which calendar? Poloa most of the Jewish calendar. Daukasani is it? Mwazione? Yeah, ndizopele wera. Nzongona muziona. Okay, tata patani yola ndaula. What I want you to see, we namudu right? Oh, take it out. By the way, the point of this is good in don't for family that's a good master joint to funa morning to gamba zoti why is April 8 so done? So special. But the new moon the many makala they indicate a yodita wa mwezi wa jani? Are we okay? A new moon in Dudio wajani wa black. Kadutari anaga. So now if this is a new moon, then would the mwezi wa nyo anitulo wa April Jan 8, to come and follow, right? April 9. What I mean is from that time going forward. Yes. So this is a new month.
Yes.
Was it going to follow the black dot? Are we together? Then this would be month number that? Hello? Month number that? 1. Black dots. 2. Black dots. 3. Black dots. 4. Black dots. 5. Black dots. 6. Hello? Black dots. 7. October, Mwezi number that? 7. Which was the same thing in 18 It was the 7th month. And you tell me next on the ground, which is Choka to Tisa, Kubanga follow Levitico. Can you know that? For Levitico, and then one same be Amaloa in the 7th month. And that was the time, yes, you had a lower. In this year, 10th day, we're at 12 October. Is that your birthday?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm not a woman. You know, I guess a woman. It's your birthday. Your birthday is on the day over. Hello? Siku limene Yesu ada launch video jani? Nobody sees, huh? In 1844. So October is around the 7th month. November the 8th. 9, 10 January, 11 February, 12 So now, now why is the
Easter is March 30.
Why is the April 8th so journey so special? In actuality, what?
April 8th
is the what? And now, first round of 200 years ahead. It's possible that you already knew this was going to happen. And if the real calendar, and eclipse. Don't you think that is a sign? Hello? Chaka Jimenejo is a suspicious year. We said this in 2020. Chaka Jimenejo. So, and on opening day, 2024 begins with the journey and the eclipse over the journey. You're following it? God is wasting no time. Total solar eclipse. Are we following so far? Inayo timendu kuona tukupita no kumapendo kwa chapter and kupita kumapendo tufuna tseke. Yeah? No, don't write no comment here. Okay, was it a very burning comment? It's okay. Inayo timendu kuona. You want to the Bible one is it. We need the help of Mzimu ya kura tsekulejani. Put it warning. Next made one about. Put ye in the journey. For the journey. The harvest is journey is right. For the journey. I believe that is what I'm suggesting. That sign the press is journey is the vatsa overflow. Tafika pamalile, tafika pa limit.
Of wickedness.
For their wickedness is journey. Someone is many
Amerika.
Zukuchiteka ku US. Akuti ineo ndine they them. Never. Ari muzacha they them. Unazimva kwa? Kaya kuseka kuzetsa mbilo mlomo. Exactly. Akuti sina wamuntu sina wanyani, sina wakazi, I'm non-binary. Their wickedness is, by the way, they so she come demon. Verse 14, multitudes in the valley of decision. Akuti millions will be watching the eclipse by April 8th. Millions upon millions. Year 2017, it was about 21 million. Year 2017 was just a passion. They are solar.
Also, I believe there's a valley over Mississippi Valley. Oh my.
In the Zimbabwe, I see Chilungamo Cheni Cheni. Multitudes in the valley of decision. Decision. The final decision, the final test, Sunday. For you to make up your final decision. Do you want heaven or do you want hello? Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is what? It's near. I'm telling you. I can feel it in my heart. You remember Uncle John better to be ready and nothing happens than to be unready and something happens. Something happens in the morning. Hello? Something might just change. Okay. Come on, never got disclaimer, right? Joel, and the book, small book, Joel 3:15. The sun and the star. Now, more than can you manage joking, right? Who would you 3:18? 3:14. However, multitudes are in the valley of Jani. And in what the instruction, put ye in the Jani. Kololani. Then verse 50. Then verse 50. The sun and the moon shall be what? And the stars shall withdraw. Verse 16. It's a burning comment?
Burning comment, yeah.
The eclipse.
Totality ya eclipse, right?
Yeah.
There akudi kukafika pa ikudutsa pamene kwapanga expired and then Mississippi Valley pamene pali fault line chimene mali muchichula kutsogolo way.
Okay.
Umano, the meaning of Mississippi ni kupanga no Google
Mupanga?
Google, what does Mississippi mean?
Okay, what does it mean?
The first area manena kuti multitudes in the valley of decision. The Mississippi means a big river, or a great river, or a gathering in of all the waters, or a father of waters. And from the Bible, multitude, the gathering of people, multitudes
in the valley. And do you see what will happen on the day of the eclipse? Automatically, without even knowing, awundana. Menesa munganjelelete mukazikira simubwera zose mline imodzi antakhala imline meja kuti aonesha ni eclipse for akakhala on this side ndo akangona pasho akakambali naye angona so yani pasho kumukona aone toto akwenda bwere mu line ndiyo manager
That's a burning comment.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Disclaimer first.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I don't know how to put this disclaimer.
Yes.
Maybe I just don't go. Let me just blurt it out.
All right.
Zangundi option.
All right.
What does it mean? When we start a prophecy,
yes. Yes.
In conjunction with the sanctuary, service, and especially the feasts. Akhristu, not necessarily the but mostly Akhristu would naturally fulfill prophecy And the feast, the day.
To the letter.
Alright?
Yes. Continue.
Ndiye zimene mwanena apa kuti Ellen White ananena kuti in 1844,
yes,
the 10th day of the 7th
month, October,
which was
October 2.
The 10th day of the 7th month was the day of atonement. And in 1844, that was on 22 of October.
Yes.
Was the actual 10th day of the 7th month.
Yes.
Then it appears that everything was falling on the actual day.
Okay.
As depicted by the feasts.
Yes.
Now, when was the high priest coming out of the most holy place?
In the time.
In the time.
Yeah.
Was it not
On
the
the
10th day
of the 7th
of
month.
the 7th month?
Yes. Oh, I see where your comment is going. I see my own now, but I see it. Oh, the 12th October one.
It was just 4 hours later.
You know, I'm talking about single man. What did I be?
About 12 hours later, and an hour is 15, eh? And 12 times 15 is 108, eh? And from 1844 to 1844 was 180 years.
Comment ya kongwe. Okay, the committee that yes, on the exact day lower, then it follows.
They must come out on the
They must come out on the exact day. But we don't know when. Disclaimer now, eh?
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer. Because we don't want to claim to know who did chaka chaka eh?
It might not be this year, but he is supposed to come out on the 10th day
of the 7th month. Hey, Goma, Komano, finally, Tingoma, chapter, Tingomaliza. Pani, Kosamaliza? Kosamaliza? Double will see the Baba, Chika would. What's the hours showing for Kai?
150.
1 hour, 1 hour 50 minutes. Okay. Alright. Tukubiriza, right? Tikozubiriza?
Yes.
Ndiye nani hapa, in fact nani hapa. Tangona kumene kunena kuti when the you know what I want you to see is kuti context. Mavesi wa akugamba munkhani yomwe akugamba that the press is jani is full. Wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision. Then the next verse akutisha
the sun and the moon shall be darkened.
Zungo angokamba mulungu mumathathambi musamango nakula haphazane mwaji sawa amakhala kuti nthawi zambiri it's calculated kuti wina wake wanzeru atani aone.
The next verse.
And then we are going to verse 16. The Lord shall roar out of Zion. You know, kupanga roar to kukua, eh?
Yes.
It means it will be so loud. Bangula. And utter his what? Voice from Jerusalem. And Mubanga utter his voice. What will happen? The heavens and the what? The earth shall shake. Listen, listen. But the Lord will be the hope of his people.
And the strength of the children.
To see the verse next time. again in Magamba Kenya context, the sun and the moon being darkened. The next verse comes with the Lord shall utter his voice. And then when I was preparing for this, the maona connection in the one ngati zochitika kumwambazo zikamachitika ma great signs amanenachi sun, moon and stars akufuna because mwina sitikambe literally mulungu akubangula kuti zimene zozo zikamachitika ndikuti mulungu atano wena hello kumatalipo that was a connection I saw personally, right? It's possible that eclipse is showing us that God has what? Rolled out of Zion. Koma atango baba maglasi. Also to in the journey. And by the way, mabelu aja, that's exactly what mabelu mean. Mabelu ndi my event oshirika Dziko lapansi otonesa zimene zoshirika kutiko. So my events have what is happening in China in heaven. So you know what is happening with the high priest. I'm glad to tell this. To get a conclusion. So ever since 2020, okay, thank you. Hello. 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 Verse 10, but what verse is this?
Verse 7.
Verse 7. Matthew
24.
Verse 7.
7.
So says in the verse 7. And then why don't events come in journey in order. They come in order. After verse 7, with verse 8, these are the beginning of souls. Do you know what verse 9 is? Mugabanga study when we follow TikTok. Not what it was. Verse 9 is National Sunday Law. Hello? For verse 9, in fact, many madumpiro madabasu. There will be pestilence, disease, beginning of sorrows. Verse 9. Then they will deliver you to be afflicted. What's that? That's the mark of the beast.
Yeah.
That's the mark of the beast. And just look at it. That one, muna dina kaiga article. Yes? Article 2025. Yeah, Project 2025. Which is a project to make Kodi Sundays and the city was about. Hello? These things are falling in the puzzle, right? They are falling. These things are falling in place. For instance, kuzakhala tenda, kuzakhala ma earthquake or kusokonera kwa chinyengo kwa nyengo, kuzakhala njala, kuzakhala kondo. And in verse 7, great signs in the system. Are you telling me Solar Eclipse is not a great sign? It's a huge sign. And in the total Solar Eclipse, this one is a total. I think once in a generation. See. Now this quotation begins to make sense. When you look at the chart, this quotation now begins to make sense. These will shake the earth. Then the voice of God will shake the sun, moon, and stars. And this earth also. Vision 2020. And one of the one at the time. Abupoka. Imagine kufundiswa mwana kama kwanza class. Ama sangala, right? Leo kuna mtu akutani. beautiful connection. From 2020 onward, amadziwa kuti dziko likanungopita downhill. Ine ndikuona kuti verse 7 yense uja yense wayalidwa apa. Beginning of sorrows. Next, we don't know exactly when, koma next ndekuti persecution. And persecution akubwera chifukwa cha passing of the national Sunday. National Sunday. We are following so far. Now, ndikupita kumabelo, please, ndikumanena mubweza bweza. Kwa sama slide ochepo koma chabe kuli pa slide kulo makatra patsapa. Koma kwa sama slide ochepo. You're still here? Thank you so much. I was in the spirit on the Lord's day, Revelation 1 verse 10, and I heard behind me a great voice, but the Lord shall utter his voice. I heard a great voice as of the journey, saying, I am Alpha and the Omega. Who is that? Alpha and Omega ni nani? Yesu. The Bible mlima Yesu atankula analingadija. Deputy, the voice of God, God's voice is as a trumpet. Come on, are you seeing it? You're seeing it, right? Yes. You're seeing it. Yes. She's seeing it. God's voice is as a trumpet. Mungu akapanga utter his voice. Muitenge ngadijani? What? Lipenga. Where it is. I'll show one that in the heavens the sun shall be turned into darkness. Order from here?
And the waves and the seas journey
roaring.
Kodi eclipse yikulumikizibwaso ndi why are the waves roaring?
Yes.
Komanso apa wonders in heaven and in the earth, blood, fire, pillars of smoke, raising so many questions on what is going to exactly happen after the solar eclipse. And mufuna muzidende kutsongolo komano ndachakuti National Guard yauza kuti amangepepeya kufundiza kudya amange stock up on food akaini mabhatiri akaini matochi, and they have been preparing about 2 years for this solar event.
Yes.
Why have they been preparing 2 years
for the solar eclipse?
for this? What's going to happen?
What's going to happen?
And then, there's the one in the multitudes, and in the valley of decision. Then he's pouring out his wrath. Command of God shall be the hope of his feet. It sounds like something very terrible has happened. Command of the understatement in the oil. Because why should God say good, but I will be the hope of my people?
Yes.
Hopeless.
And even in all the languages of Israel, it shows something. And by the April, something is going to happen. What through that in Gondo, it's in Gadima Pre-Trade, you know, at Sokolia, and the Diana way of the Koya of Jai, Bukwa, which you go so put of us.
Yeah.
I saw in the decision making.
Value of decision. Because of what it says? Okay, so about the morning God's voice is as a jan, it's a trumpet, and the trumpet is in Bible it was the sound of a trumpet was a sign of warning it. It's danger. Oh no, why is siren? Ina gwandi trumpet. So trumpet is seeking to judging one. Is there a correlation? What if between eclipses and earthquakes? We are heading towards the end of this chapter. Is there a correlation between an eclipse and an earthquake?
Makes some kind of sense to me that I cannot explain. Now, until very recently, and I mean this month, I did not know that there was a correlation between total solar eclipses and devastating earthquakes.
Hello? Hello? The remote, eh?
I do. The plot is getting real thick, fam. In September of 1811, a total solar eclipse took this path through the United States. And in December of 1811, the New Madrid fault line popped off in a series of devastating earthquakes that lasted all the way through into January. Makes some kind of sense to me that I cannot explain. Now, until very recently, and I mean this month, I did not know that there was a correlation between total solar eclipses and devastating earthquakes.
Yes.
And now that I do, the plot is getting real thick, fam. In September of 1811, a total solar eclipse took this path through the United States. And in December of 1811, the New Madrid fault line popped off in a series of devastating earthquakes that lasted all the way through into January.
The same month, in December, eclipse. In December. The eclipse in September.
Okay, then December, was it the same year?
Same year.
Same year?
Same year, September and then December.
Of course, the Marina is correct. I think it
Say there it.
By the way, all these people, I don't think they're same as that. Bible knows the guy who dance around with you. I tell Jerusalem. No, I didn't mean it like that.
In the face of new moons, a new moon being required for a total solar eclipse. There is a scientific correlation there that seems to have everything to do with causation. But it was 3 months after the eclipse. What's your point? If a barge goes under a bridge and hits one of the supports and damages it, there might be 2,000 vehicles roll over the bridge before it gives out, is what I'm saying. So that the new moon of a solar eclipse is like a barge passing under a bridge and hitting one of the supports.
This video was made before the military years, okay? Oh, yeah. In fact, what was a video, this same guy, there's no connection. That was a coincidence, and I'm apologizing to the families. Because at Hambo, you see, that's what happens in the animal. What's the deal? Cool. So, we have an example. Body, I would use the example. You can make a pill and then also do a few weeks from what he has just said. Zijitika and Zijitika get bridge, ship ya menyacha, bridge. Tila kati malizo video chapter chabuti nagakuone sana. Mao. Kuna tumuda kali mo mapitiliza. Iko ka night of prayer.
The total solar eclipse took in July 1963. Funny thing, it passed right through Talkeetna, Alaska, where my family and I live, long before we were born. And then in March of 1964, a devastating earthquake tore Anchorage all to pieces. Solar eclipse is not an instant trigger, it's more like a fatal wound to the fault line. Doesn't mean there's going to be a terrible earthquake after every total solar eclipse. But every total solar eclipse affects the fault lines they pass over.
Now, pamene National Guard imaidziwa akati National Guard. National Guard ndi asilikali kungotewe aku US. Koma mabwera on special occasions on April 8, National Guard will be deployed. Of course, akupeleka zifukwa zomveka bwino, mwina nzomwezo odi. Kuti akufotera akachuluka akubwa tourist ambiri from other places. Ndako nduka kuka chipwiri hiti, so they need the kuti akale pafupi. Security. Next video. Next. But we don't know.
Scientifically, whether I explain these events spiritually or physically, they are true both ways. It is the spiritual producing.
Okay. Next.
If I could make this stuff up out of my own mind, I'd be God. Get it? But instead, look at us little bitty babies just learning about his creation, don't even know how it works. So, ruh-roh, what the... Make this stuff up out of my own mind, I'd be God. Get it? But instead, look at us little bitty babies just learning about his creation, don't even know how it works. So, ruh-roh, what the stink is that converging right over top of the New Madrid fault? I mean, can you say X marks the spot? What is...
Hello? Can you say Jan?
X marks the spot.
Do you know why Yamaga exchange? Okay, in the past many of the 24 years already, yeah, you want to maybe away, Shad, the past year Shad. In 2017.
Eclipse ya 2017.
And but I'm going to kumbukira kuti ife timaona kuti kuzoona zaka sabimbi kwa mulungu ni masiku 7. This is a very short time. So mungoona muntu walenga cholembere. Muntu walenga cholembere 2017 walemba nzere. Hello, over USA. 2024 akulemba nzere wina. Hello. X marks the spot.
And 7 years.
And 7 years. Between my clips are in Amerika.
And the X
so that I'm not
the number 66 is
inakuona ngati mene yani tekera ufumu wanu warani waezedwa wapezeka onani
masa kuna kuexi ya kukwela bachani
Madrid 40 pacha nchona
fourth line
kati Madrid
kama au pamene pali ndi potential yopanga chani. Yes, there's a major fault.
This is the path of the solar eclipse from August 21st of 2017. Well, nothing happened after that one, did it? It didn't warn of anything at all. Y'all forget about COVID and every single thing that has happened to our country since then?
So I want to connect now with the eclipse 2017 in Nigeria, the next event we attend, right? When we get eclipse 2024, what is coming next? Hello? Attend Basi.
What? The National Guard will be deployed for total solar eclipse on April 8th. Why? Why does the National Guard need to be deployed for a solar eclipse? What's so concerning? I mean, all right, you had me a little with the keeping the kids away from school. I was like, why would you do that? It's only a solar eclipse, but whatever, okay. And now the National Guard needs to be deployed. And you know, on top of that, what's the deal with stocking up on food and making sure your batteries are all charged? Like what?
Maoni nga kumaperekedwa so that mukhalenza kudya zokwanira pa April eclipse ikabwera ali mabatire mukhale ndi mabatire. What's going to happen? Bwanji sakunene limidzi chitike icho. Ine ndimona kuti khani ndo Satana is a diligent student of the journey. Kuna tena.
Happened during this solar eclipse. I mean, I thought it was just the moon goes in front of the sun, it gets a little dark and everything is fine. I don't understand why we need the National Guard, why we need to shut down schools, why we need to stock on supplies, and why do we need our batteries fully charged for an eclipse? What the hell's going on?
So April 8th is the day of the blowing of the trumpet. It's a trumpet. A warning. A trumpet is usually a signal that something is shining is coming. It is a shining. It is a warning. Blow up the trumpet. When? Hello. When? In the new moon. In the time It's the set time. Mulungu samangopanga zinthu haphazard. Ndimadziwa zimene. Amapanga at the set time. So the tsiku limene Mulungu akuona kuti ndiwene kubweretsa chisign chachikulu in the sky nikhale in the new moon.
Focus.
And hawoni bwinobwino. On the first day of the month.
The mouth from heaven telling them what to do.
Yes. You see? Yeah. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon. Oh, Jeremiah, verse 9 magamba tumwena kusarabwena naoza anko ndi asema. My bowels, my bowels. I am saying that my very heart maketh a noise in me. I cannot hold my journey, my peace, because thou hast what? But the good thing we have to do you hear? Because thou hast heard, oh my soul, the what? The sound of the trumpet, the alarm of what? And Mwanjira ngono uchoka panopo. Apa desi nafika penny. Ndio amayo umacho. Ngono ninapegeza. Okay, amwafurukozera.
This is for you. Some water for washing and some food. Special reserved to your compliments in the house.
Watch carefully. This is movie at the Washington, eh? Muziona kumbuyo. Muziona kumbuyo kwake.
I need you to take this or say something so I can find you.
What?
Thank you. You're welcome. Can I get you anything else?
No, I'm fine, thank you. You get lined in the wall.
Mungona umechili ukichia basi. Mwajua ni sasa? Easy. See you want to go to the I'm moving your son. I'm going to go to the 3 minutes. This is movie at the Washington. What's the title? The Book of Life. The Book of Life. Okay?
I was born this way. I think probably I'm lucky because I was already used to being like this by the time it happened.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I like your perfume.
It's a shame. But thank you. Good night.
Hello? And Halimo Mono. This poster, in the movie at the Washington, the Book of Life. Now, poster na iga mundi mayoto, and do you think it's a coincidence? Could I go jump on a short yodi music and we on a poster? By the way, movie, you know Pagantawi, and the movie it's a post-apocalyptic. Don't it Dziko what you get jobs, right? They after, yes? Could I talk after? Kuna jitika mkondo inayoangalia nuclear. Hey. Do you know then they are showing this poster in this movie? Of course, there was no comment made until another too late to put poster in there. Hi, can you read this?
You're asking the wrong person.
Oh, I'm asking the wrong person.
He doesn't have his glasses.
Okay. Can you see what it reads? No? This is the one again. And in fact, even in the movie, we even call it this is one of the movie. And I'm a kind of kuzibisa. Then two night of Vampirana, Tinali Nea, Rosaline, the Sean. Remember that day? tikukambirana tikufufuza mulungu anangoti anangokhanga kuti ino ananga taonani apa with the help of the husband to Sean tinambo kuwerenga mauwa apapa mawu anayemba kuti the year is 2024. Hello mawu alapo panayemba the year is 2024. mukaona mabwino kwino ikona ngati yani ladala ikulowa pansi to an underground bunker. Kuma inatalimu muno ikulowa pansi to an underground bunker. Then it passes a boy and his dog, and that's how the husband of Sean, and I think I know about Google, the boy and his dog. The poster, when it's a real poster. Another is about Google. Poster movie, there is a real poster. The year is 2024. Don't remember, in future you will probably live to what? To see. Look at this, 2024 AD, 2024 AD, 2024 AD, there's a ladder going down to an underground bunker. Even Chichewa, you don't want to go to the bunker depict an underground bunker. Chichewa, 32, eh? 32. And the title was A Boy and His Son. And it was about the end of the world in also. It was post-apocalyptic. Probably that, Muradu Mafusa, my director movie, Denzel, yankwemena break mena ndimene kuti asina ngati isu ndi post apocalyptic ndineka mu post komano ndimona ndi anaika mbwanji mpaka kuidetsa atasamai gani samai woni bwino ndona ngala mauza na china chake amakumbutsa and the year is 2029 movie ili ndakale you can google it ndakale ndi mzanga ngati za soil green kale die ni matibere mbuye pang'ono yes no not the book of Ela, not the book of Ela, the boy and his dog you have to eat my vows are paid at my very end because
thou hast heard
my soul the what sound of a trumpet measure
the alarm of war.
The alarm of war, koma wakuti the year is
2024.
Oh, by the way, ndakumbukiradi. Anaidi kuna chitika nuclear war. Mu 2024 movie mo kuna chitika in fact new movie mama di nuclear bomb kulika. Then the movie is after the nuclear war.
Yeah, movie like
He have the boy and his dog.
States have seceded the United States.
Watch.
Activity. The White House issued warnings to the Western forces as well as the Florida Alliance.
The term president assures the uprising will be dealt with swiftly.
Let me know if you want to try anything out.
I guess aware there's like a pretty huge civil war going on all across America.
We just try to stay out.
A huge civil war in all parts of Japan. This movie is coming out in April. As if we leave the world behind was not enough.
The news seems like it's for the best.
The company making it is A20.
Of America. The so-called Western forces of Texas and California have suffered a very great defeat at the hands of the United States military.
Mr. President, do you regret the use of airstrikes against American citizens?
We're moving to D.C. today.
We need to go down there.
They shoot journalists on sight in the Capitol. Every instinct in me says this is death.
Every time I survived the war zone, I thought I was sending a warning home. Don't do this. But here we are.
There's some kind of misunderstanding here. What? We're American, okay? Okay. What kind of American are you? You don't know?
Are you real?
Western forces will...
This what? This spring. The what? This spring. This movie is coming out. Isn't it coincidence it's coming out this spring in April? At the beginning of the year.
On July 4th. Oh God.
Get in the car! Get in the car!
You're gonna hang back.
I'm not hanging back.
One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless America.
Civil War Spring 2024. I wonder what go my Illuminati hour. Adaida?
That Trump, the Biden. If they choose the Trump, they will start the civil war.
Oh yeah. Actually, so the civil war is coming in 2024. President Jevan and as Gambawet, I'm on it and family that I want to predict so there will be a civil war in 2024. That is in 2022.
What are the Simpsons say?
What do the Simpsons say? Yeah. Tidakali what? Trigo? Chete. South.
We are meditating.
You're meditating. Tamaliza. Better to be ready and nothing done.
Okay.
Than to be unready and something done happens. In 2020, tukumaliza tupanga kumkelu. Sonia Kai, another sibling. In 2020, na changeza tu amene remember this one, the big first month. This is exactly what we were saying in 2020. Tidane kuti. Remember tidane kuti. This slide is not a new slide. Hello. And I'm going to take a slide there 2020. We so make it up. Now, 2024 is it up?
Suspicious.
I've not set up. This is a slide here 2020. It's a suspicious date. 2024 is the end of the fourth channel. 2024 is the 10th day, like 1844. It's exactly 180 years since Christ entered the Most Holy. 180 years is just like half a day or 12 journey.